So, welcome back to Persona 3. Last time we found out that the world was going to end. So, let's go out an arcade party, I guess. Yeah. I mean... Are these stat boosts on our Personas going to do anything? See, the one thing that also makes this suspicious is that... What about Tartarus? Ryoji never said anything about Tartarus. We don't know what the purpose of that place is yet. So, surely it's not all over yet. There has to be something we can do. We still have our power. We can still go through Tartarus. For now, we just have to keep progressing with our exploration there as we wait for the end of this month. Hopefully we'll find some answers, and maybe we'll find a hint on if there's anything we can do about this whole situation. Ryoji is pretty much a complete fatalist and is totally convinced that there's nothing you can do here. But I mean, it's not like C's to give up. And as a totally not a metaphor at all the leaves have fallen from the trees now. It is now officially winter. We have now entered the final segment of the game, Winter of Rebirth. That far. Yeah, the gossipy students are just getting darker and darker, aren't they? And so today, well, today pretty much will play out just like any other normal day. Of course, everyone would think we were insane if we went around telling them, hey, we just found out the world is going to end. I can understand why Junpei wouldn't want to concentrate. So today we're actually going to be doing something quite significant. Do you have anything new to say? No? Yep. And we shouldn't tell her that she should probably not be worrying about her college plans at this point. I think everyone here is still saying the same stuff overall. So, we're actually going to be maxing out the Temperance social link today. We don't need a matching persona for this, because we should have already got enough points to max it. And it's just weird. I know that this rank up can happen at any time, but it just feels so harsh to do this right after learning about the end of the world. Because it just throws all these social links into such a new light. All these friends that we're hanging out with, according to Ryoji, this is all going to be gone. And so we get our max social links item this time, the money pouch. Made from the same material as that kimono. Well, let's hope that's soon. And that does feel quite harsh, knowing what just happened, what we just found out. But yes, we have maxed out another social link. The Temperance Arcana at its maximum level, we can create Yurlungur, Governor of the Heavens. I have been waiting to get to this persona for a very long time. Yurlungur is a great copper snake that's said to dwell in water. It's more commonly known as the Rainbow Serpent, due to the rainbow glow of water containing him. He's said to bring forth rains, and thus represents the renewal of life and fertility. Yurlungur comes from the traditional religions of the Yurlungur people, who live around the tip of the Northern Territory in Australia. Yes, Yurlungur is actually from Australian Aboriginal mythology, which is something that you don't see very often in gaming, so it makes me pretty happy to see that here. Australia's Indigenous people are one of the longest surviving cultures in the world, having been proven to have lived in Australia for at least 40,000 years, with some people suggesting they've even been here 60,000 years. The Yurlungur people are known to have traded with the Moccasins, who inhabit one of the islands of Indonesia. In general, the Rainbow Serpent is probably one of the most well-known Aboriginal myths. It's definitely one I remember from both my early school years and educational programs on TV during my childhood, because they do actually teach quite a bit of Aboriginal mythology to kids here. In terms of gameplay, Yurlungur is an interesting combination of both magic and healing. Marbufudine and Ice Amp is its greatest offensive power. It also gets the single targeting Garudine, so it's got a little bit of versatility there. Its inheritance type is Ice, so it is more likely to learn Ice spells though. It also gets the ever-useful Growth 3, as well as the two all-you-ever-need to be a great healer skills, Mediarahan and Samarakam. Its stats are pretty decent overall, with a big amount of endurance, but not so much in the way of agility. And resistance-wise, it's kind of interesting. It does pack several immunities, but it does unfortunately come with two weaknesses, one of which is Darkness, which is actually pretty bad. And the bizarre thing is that Yurlungur eventually learns Repel Light, not Dark. I mean, another immunity is nice, but you kind of feel like this skill was supposed to be Repel Dark, but it's not. However, you definitely do have access to things like Absorb Elect, Null or Repel Dark, and things like that, so it's possible to cover his weaknesses. It just takes a bit of clever fusing. All in all, Yurlungur is not exactly the best ultimate persona in the game, but for what he has access to, it's actually pretty good. I especially like the Great Healing, along with Growth 3 and Ice Amp. While he may not exactly be endgame tier material, I really like using Yurlungur for fairly obvious reasons. I mean, when something Australian is in a game, I kind of feel obliged to use it. So you'll definitely be seeing Yurlungur in the future. One final thing that isn't about this persona itself, but more about the conclusion of the Temperance social link itself. As you can probably tell by his dialogue, at rank 10, Bebe goes back to France to convince his uncle. Because of this, if you max this link before the Kyoto trip, Bebe will not appear then. So it's a good thing the schedule does so afterwards, so we actually got to see his dialogue. I do like this touch though, it's pretty good the developers remembered to put that in. And yeah, whatever you told him at the start of this link takes on a new tone here. Oh, I suppose there's no point dwelling on things, we should enjoy our lives, but it's still kind of sad. Although, now that I think about it, Bebe actually standing up to his uncle, not giving in, maybe there's something that we can learn from that. Maybe seeing him was just a thing we needed. Everyone's still really down. For some reason I just suddenly thought of saying to everyone, don't lose hope now! Not sure if that'd work in this situation though. So, my existence. So, everyone at the dorm has a few things you can talk about here. So, yeah, he drew everyone together and essentially brought out all of their personas. This all happened because of him. So some good things did come out of Ryoji being brought here. Some people think that the Death Arcana being sealed inside him is the reason why the protagonist dying in battle gives you an automatic game over. That kind of falls apart when Persona 4 also has the we cannot go on without you thing going, so yeah. Yeah, that's when the 12 Shadows started awakening. So, yeah, the reason that shadow attacked the dorm that day was just because he came here. So, more information consolidation. Sounds like something you get in Ace Attorney. But yeah, Igus is totally out of action at this point. No Tartarus for the time being. Yeah, the reason why she had that animosity. She's made to fight shadows, and Ryoji was one all along. Well, this one should be kind of obvious. Shadows are basically human emotions given form, so they can change themselves according to how they want humans to see them sometimes. So, there's a lot to talk about here. If we can't defeat Nyx, maybe there's something else we can do. Well, that sounds pretty terrifying. But, like I said, we're not one for giving up. Yeah, sure it would do that, but it wouldn't change the fact that it's still gonna happen. And you wouldn't even know it was gonna happen. No. Yeah, I can... See, I like Yukari's development here, and she just absolutely refuses to get rid of her memory here. See, I really love that line, just how Yukari realizes that if they do choose that option, everything would have been for nothing. Everything they've been through, everything they've experienced. There's just no way we can do that. And this is drinking up bad memories for Ken too. Yeah, this is definitely the kind of darkest hour for the party here. I was just thinking for a second. I was wondering why Ryoji formed such a friendship with Junpei. It felt kind of weird that they would do that. I mean, somewhat similar personalities. At least that was kind of Ryoji's fake personality, but then I just realized they hung out a lot after Chidori passed away. I wonder if Ryoji himself being the Death Arcana, he subconsciously was drawn to Junpei in that way. Anyway, Akihiko's being his also usual post-character development self. Well, at least those 12 Full Moon ones were. So we know who the appraiser is. I wonder if that was the prince that Ikutsuki was talking about. Of course, he thought it was himself, but, well, I mean, wouldn't be the first time he was wrong about something. So, this is kind of a subtle reference to Greek mythology in a way. Like I mentioned, Nyx is the Greek god of the night, one of the primordial Greek deities, and Thanatos is actually her son, so yeah. Exactly what Nyx is in the series, that's something that I should probably save talking about until later. At this point, we basically know that Nyx exists, we just haven't really found out that much else about her. So, yeah, I'll mention that later, but there's a lot of interesting material around, and quite a bit of it tends to contradict itself. Wait a minute, lucky color light blue. That's kind of the interface of this game. Maybe the news is trying to tell us something. And, again, Koromaru, if only we could understand dog speak, he could probably offer some advice on what to do here. But, yeah, with that, we've taken care of quite a bit today. We've done a social link, and we've just confused over the inevitable end that is coming, which is always a very happy, joyous thing to do. So, you know, I suppose it's time to just go back to sleep now. I wonder how everyone's sleeping. I'm guessing most of the party just isn't able to sleep at this point in the game. I mean, I don't think I would be if I heard something like this. Oh, yeah, and exams are coming up, but, one, that's the least of our worries, and two, max academics, so we don't even need to worry about studying at all. Now, today, I think today might be the start of the Ridiculous Sun Blitz. Ridiculous Star Blitz. Ridiculous Sun Blitz is not possible because it's only available on one day. Oh, you again. Oh, nothing much. He just, yeah, his parents got transferred again. That's totally what happened. He was not an eldritch abomination in disguise. No, that's not what happened at all. Please forget that you ever saw him. In fact, if we kill him, that's exactly what everyone will do. So yeah, I might actually need to look this up, but I am pretty sure that today is the start of the... Yeah, looks like Kenji isn't here, Yukari isn't here. Let's just check through the hallways to see if anyone else is not here, because I get the feeling that they really are... Well, Chihiro's here, and Yandere-chan is here, and they're here, but not many social links seem to be present. Is Yuko here today? Oh, Yuko's there. Okay. So our school social links aren't entirely locked off, but at this point we've actually maxed out most of them. Oh yeah, by the way, if you want to see, I'm just going to quickly bring up the, what it looks like having max Temperance now. We start that one really early, and we don't max it until all the way now. I guess that's the fate of male social links in this game. Because they can generally go longer without reversing than girls can. Oh yeah, actually I would have already mentioned that in the bio, but yeah, he has gone home now, so we actually can't hang out with him anymore at all. Okay, again, I'm just going to try and confirm this. I'm pretty much positive that, let's check. This music is completely unfitting, but that's not first time that has been the case, and I'll stop this now. Yes, I was right. Today is the start of the Star Bonanza. I'm just going to check here to see if anyone says anything different around here. Actually, I want to go ahead and check out Club Escapade for the fortune telling, because they probably have something very interesting to tell us now. Okay. Oh, I guess that's a courage boost, but it must be... So yeah, a lot of the, are you saying anything? You're only now just realizing he's been stalking you all game. Wait a minute. I don't think those slips of paper were here before. That's all I'll say about that for this point. But yeah, so in the daytime, you actually can go to a lot of the restaurants to get stat boosts, but that takes up precious social link time, so we skip all of that. Already mentioned this earlier, but in Vanilla Persona 3, you can donate to the shrine for a boost in academics, and it doesn't cost time. I don't think that mark on the ground was there before either. What's going on here? That wasn't there before as well. Something very weird's happening. So, let's spend time with Mamoru. Make sure that you have a matching persona at this point. PAL Records. We actually don't go there very often at all. And here I was hoping that you'd actually see the interior of it for once, but spoilers, you don't. We just see the outside. But hey, at least we've got a closer look at PAL Records for once. And this one's kind of interesting. It's a big string of any, and then one where the response actually matters. Here, we can actually say anything. I love how if we choose to look around, Garrison was just like, well, he's not in this tiny area that I just paced over, so obviously he's not here at all. Yeah, let's keep waiting. So the last time this happened, the Social Link character was getting attacked by thugs, so this is worrying. A little bit longer. Oh, I get the feeling I know what this is going to be about. And here's the one response that actually matters. Hey, no problem. Well, that's not good. That's even worse. Another total mood whiplash. This actually reminds me a lot of, actually not just one, but two social links in Persona 4. Star Arcana has now officially crossed the halfway point. We're at rank 6 now. Might actually not get the opportunity to fuse, Garuda now that I think about it. Because it seems like we're locked out of Tartarus for quite a while. I'm actually glad that I gave Iga some screen time against that last boss, because it seems like she's sitting it out. Wow, everyone's all depressed here. What's going on? No, you definitely have. It's just... Again, everyone, don't lose hope. You must not lose hope. Yeah, that sounds pretty hard. There's a few things that I could say here, but I don't want to start flame wars. I'll just say that there are actually a lot of times that I have felt like the world isn't worth saving. But yeah, Yukari is just being so strong here. She wants to fight like her father did. He tried to delay things, and he actually did... See, he says the thing, Ryoji's wrong there. Somebody did fight against the Fall and succeed earlier, even if it was only temporary. It did last for 10 years. So there must be something we can do. And Akihiko is going to go back to training. In fact, now I think... Oh yeah, no, I just talked to her. We cannot go to Tartarus tonight either, so yeah. And yes, they're still obsessing over the exchange rate. And no walk with Koromaru, I believe. So, yeah. With that out of the way, I'll say we have officially entered the Star Zone. From now until this time next week, we will be constantly seeing Mamoru, so I hope you like him, because you're going to be seeing more of him than of any other continuous stretch of social linking for a single character we have ever done in this whole game. Chidori, but it doesn't seem like it. And this place definitely seems to be getting more and more weird. Something's going on. I guess we'll find out what later on. So let's check this out. Random note is that I'm actually a little bit intimidated because Yeah, so there aren't very many places to go to in Persona 3's, like, general town. And, in Persona 4 it's quite similar, it's relatively small, but I've seen from the art book of Persona 5 that looks like Persona 5's overworld is huge, so I'm a little intimidated. But anyway. So... okay. Well, that one's pretty obvious. Yeah, I don't feel a need to explain that at all. All of that should be pretty self-explanatory. She's basically just reiterating exactly what's happened recently. Why did I do that? I should have used a stat boost at the arcade, oh well. At this point, I just want to get the days out of the way as quickly as possible, because, yeah, we're locked out of Tartarus for quite a while at this point, and we will be for still a while, so this point actually does get a little bit boring. Don't worry, it does go away relatively soon, but we are still locked out of Tartarus for about another week. If I'd actually remembered that, I probably would have done more of Tartarus last time we were there, but, well, I have to leave some of this block for December. Like I said, there are 2 more bosses left. And I don't need to look up anything about what we're doing today, because we're doing Star again, as always. But let's see what Tanaka's selling. So let's see. I just realized, we shouldn't let this guy know the end of the world is coming. He'd probably jack up his prices immensely. Brand bag. Okay, then. And 1 chewing soul. No, we can get chewing souls much more easily than that. And at this point, we're not really needing any presents for dates, so not really any point getting that brand bag. So yeah, for once we're not going to take up Tanaka's offer. So let's see what everyone's discussing today. Yeah. In a way, it does seem Strager and the Fall are connected somehow. For now, though, until Strager makes another appearance, we won't be able to confirm anything. Well, at least Ikus is okay. Seems she was right about that thing about not being able to die. Hope she will be back soon. Yeah. It's just, like I said, I find Ryoji pretty interesting. He's the closest thing we have to a big bad at this point in the game, and yet he just genuinely doesn't want to destroy the world. He just... Again, it's like he has no choice. He was literally made to do that, and it's physically impossible for him to not do so. Yeah, I like how Ken's thinking right now. But it's a Sunday, you know what that means. On the next episode of Phoenix Ranger for Manar. Let's hope this lifts everyone's spirits. Episode 42, Sleep in My Arms, Love for Love's Sake. But what about the battles? I guess it's a shipping episode then. Those random episodes in action-oriented shows that are dedicated to shipping for some reason. Although, at least that's not, teasing fans of a particular pairing, like, that one Pokemon episode that's Japanese title is, literally Ash and Serena's first date. Spoilers, it's actually... Yeah, considering that Ash is, I was going to use Mike, so I call him An Asbel. Basically, that's from a character in Tales of Graces, but someone who's... The TV trope is oblivious to love, but basically, spoilers, nothing really comes of that. Well, not anything particularly explicit. Meanwhile, somber Mamoru moments. At the shrine. That's interesting. No, it's fine. Wow, that's quite a lot of things you need to do. And you can say anything here. Well, that's the thing he loves, though. That must be hard. And that must be even worse. And you can actually say anything here as well. You can still help the family, but... And here's the response that actually matters. We're actually going to have to give someone a "don't lose hope now." Well, good, we made someone feel better. I hope Gary Stu is starting to feel something out of this, rather than just wanting the social link power, even though this is one of the most infamously powerful ultimate personas in the game that we're going for here. It's funny, a lot of people find Mamoru's social link really boring and really generic, but a lot of things about his link, I'll just say that they do hit close to home for me. Meanwhile, people are still depressed. What would he say? I like that. I get the feeling that if we do decide to erase our memories, Shinjiro is going to punch everyone in the face once we get there. So let's avoid that. Yeah, see, now the guys are back. Yeah, see, Akihiko's really conflicted. Some days he feels determined, and then other days he's really hesitant, so... this is affecting everyone, but, you know, I suppose because I didn't go for the stat boost yesterday, I might as well do that now. Still, that's spray paint on the ground. I wonder what that means. And of course, I could try and get... I'm just still thinking about that. It's on the wall now. And I thought that was going to be examining it, but no, it's instead going to the map. Whoops. No, I want to go back in there, and then I want to check out the arcade. And it would be a Sunday, so that would mean... I think that means, yeah, all three of them are available. Should be aware this does cost money, though. But I haven't actually given Odin a magic boost yet. There, I should mention, while I do want to use Odin for the cheap Reaper fight, do not attempt this without Spellmaster. You want him to learn Spellmaster beforehand, otherwise you will definitely run out of SP before the Reaper dies. So, yeah, always make sure you have Spellmaster before you go for it.